Welcome everyone and thanks for joining me for some FIFA 17 Demo gameplay. The demo dropped yesterday, the 13th of September. Dropped about 6 PM UK time. I believe it dropped first on the Xbox 360 earlier in the day. And there was absolutely no sign of it being released on Xbox One or PSN. PSN I know all through yesterday because they released their firmware 4.0. They were having some trouble, the PSN store was undergoing maintenance and so on, but eventually I managed to get the download on the go. The file size just over 8 gigabytes. I got it first on Xbox One because I just breezed through it. It took just under 10 minutes to get, which was fantastic, whereas because of all the problems on the PS4, it was estimated something like 30-40 hours. Ridiculous. But anyway, as soon as it hit 100%, I jumped in head first. Manchester derby, United against City. And in a way, for me, it's kind of good to get used to the feel of FIFA 17 on the Xbox One because I'll be playing the early access next week. I think it's the 22nd, it's a Thursday. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. We just saw Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola eager for the match to start on the touchline. What an addition that is to this year's FIFA. Having the managers on the touchline, seeing their reactions. I can't wait to get career mode underway just to see the likes of Ronald Koeman at Everton, Pochettino of Tottenham, Eddie Howe of Bournemouth. The list goes on. Just thinking about career mode now, I can't wait. I'm so excited after playing the demo. I mean, the managers on the touchline, it's like a distraction as you're playing the game. You want to see what they're doing, how they're reacting to the way you're playing. If you score a goal, the camera cuts to them celebrating. If you miss a sitter, the managers have got their heads in their hands. It just adds to the realism, adds to the emotion of the game itself. You know, the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the roller coaster of a ride for 90 minutes. Seriously, just talking about it, I'm so ready for career mode. I'm so pumped, ready to get going now, really. I'm just not sure if I'm going to be able to wait another week. To the gameplay, anyway, it was always going to feel different to what we've come to know of FIFA 16. I mean, you could go as far as saying that it's a completely new, completely different game to what we've come to know. I mean, with the Frostbite engine, graphics are certainly a lot better. But it's what happens on the pitch that matters the most. Players' reactions, they're a lot quicker, they're a lot sharper. Passing is beautiful. You know, when a player's got the ball and he finds his teammate, it's just the way the player shapes his leg and passes the ball using the inside of his foot, maximising control, making sure that you find your target. It's just what you would do if you was to go and pick up a ball and have a kick around with some of your mates. It's just what we see week in, week out in the Premier League. They've overhauled set pieces and penalties. Now, penalties has got a bit of stick. I mean, they didn't really have to change it. It was a good system which they had previously. But, you know, I took my first penalty whilst playing the demo last night, and I thought it was fine. Obviously, we'll get used to it once the game is out. Now, with the set pieces, I thought this was really interesting. Certainly adds a lot more depth to the gameplay. You can see with the corner kick here, you have that yellow target where you want the ball to be delivered. You can see me whizzing it around the penalty area, right on the penalty spot, just looking for the head of Anthony Martial. But in one of my later games, I had an indirect free kick, and you can target, well, it's the same with the corner kicks as well. You can target a teammate, and you can control that teammate too. And with this indirect free kick, we had, I think it was Mkhitaryan that whipped it in. And it was perfectly delivered onto the head of Martial, who I was controlling, who had rushed into the penalty area and put it past the goalkeeper. Again, it's what we see week in, week out in football. And that brings me to player movements off the ball. And my word, it's so much better than previous FIFAs. Your teammates are actually intelligent this year. So instead of them just standing still watching you go forwards with the ball almost as if they're stuck in the mud, they're making movements as well, giving you options and making your attack a little easier. You've got support this time. You can actually feel it as you're playing. I mean, that just a second ago was a perfect example. Memphis on the ball, Pogba running forwards, trying to split up Man City's defence, which he did. Memphis found him, which allowed Rooney in that pocket of space. He failed to convert to get the equaliser, but it's just actually having options going forwards this year. And the fullbacks as well, they're a lot more alert. They're actually looking for the overlap. They're pushing forwards. It's almost as if they want the results, you know, instead of just sitting back and watching you go it alone. So this year's gameplay, it should make for some pretty interesting and exciting games, whether it against the computer or against your mate online. Anyway guys, that's about it for this shortish video. Hope you've enjoyed listening to my thoughts and opinions on the FIFA 17 demo. Now, I'm not going to be spamming you guys with demo videos as, well, it's free on the Xbox One and the PS4. There's no excuse. Go and download it and see what you think. Maybe you've already played it, and if you have, let me know what you think in the comments below. That's it from me then. I'll see you all next week for the start of my FIFA 17 career mode.